Halloween. What could be better? Costumes, candy, spooky decorations, and the thrill of a good scare. But lurking behind all the fun is a group of devious individuals who are out to take your peaceful, candy-filled night and turn it into a chaotic mess, the Halloween pranksters. They're not here for the treats, they're here for the tricks, and they'll stop at nothing to make sure you get a full dose of Halloween mischief. Whether it's toilet paper in the trees, smashed pumpkins, or surprise scares that have you jumping out of your skin, these pranksters live for the chaos. So how do you survive their onslaught without losing your mind, or your favorite lawn decorations? Well, lucky for you, you've got this guide in hand. Surviving Halloween pranksters isn't just about keeping your porch clean and your pumpkins intact. It's about outsmarting them at every turn. Think of it as a battle of wits, where your strategy is the only thing standing between a peaceful Halloween night and waking up to a house covered in shaving cream. And hey, if you play your cards right, you might even get a few laughs out of it. You'll need a mix of preparedness, a sense of humor, and maybe a little bit of revenge. All in good fun, of course. Whether it's rigging your yard with harmless booby traps, mastering the art of ignoring the prankster's antics, or knowing when to strike back with a perfectly timed scare, you've got options. This guide will walk you through 10 essential tips to make sure you come out on top this Halloween, and maybe even teach the pranksters a lesson or two. So, grab your flashlight, fortify your candy bowl, and let's get ready to take on the Halloween pranksters. After all, Halloween isn't just about surviving the tricks, it's about winning the prank war. Tip 1. Keep a decoy pumpkin for the smashers. Halloween night has many traditions: costumes, candy, haunted houses, and unfortunately, smashed pumpkins. It seems like no matter how beautiful your jack-o'-lantern is, some prankster will come along, decide it's the perfect target, and reduce it to a pile of orange mush. But not this year. This year, you're smarter. You've got a plan. It's time to introduce the pranksters to the concept of the decoy pumpkin. The idea is simple. Leave out a sacrificial pumpkin that you don't care about, or better yet, one that's rigged with a harmless surprise. Go for a pumpkin that's past its prime, one that's already starting to cave in or rot a little around the edges. The pranksters will think they're smashing your pride and joy, but in reality, they're doing you a favor by getting rid of the pumpkin that was on its last legs anyway. And you're sitting inside with your real, perfect pumpkin, laughing like a Halloween mastermind. For the more mischievous among us, there's the option to rig your decoy pumpkin with something harmless but hilarious. Glitter, for example. There's nothing pranksters hate more than a prank that backfires. Imagine their delight turning into horror as the decoy pumpkin explodes into a shower of glitter, sticking to their clothes and hair, and marking them as pranksters for the rest of the night. It's the ultimate Halloween revenge. They'll be covered in sparkles, while your real pumpkin stays safe inside, far from harm's way. Even if you don't go full glitter bomb mode, keeping a decoy pumpkin is a brilliant way to outsmart the smashers. They get their thrill of destruction, and you get the satisfaction of knowing your prized jack-o'-lantern is safe and sound. So this year, don't let the pranksters win. Plan ahead, set your decoy, and watch as they fall right into your pumpkin trap. Tip 2. Use pranks to trap the pranksters. You know the old saying, fight fire with fire? Well, on Halloween, we fight pranks with pranks. If the pranksters are coming for you, why not beat them at their own game? Setting up a few harmless traps around your house will not only protect your property, but will give you a front row seat to the ultimate Halloween comedy. Watching pranksters fall right into the tricks you've set up. The key to success here is subtlety. You don't want the traps to be too obvious, or else you'll scare off the pranksters before the fun begins. Start with some motion-activated surprises. These can be anything from sprinklers to loud, spooky sound effects. Imagine the look on their faces when they sneak up to your porch, only to be greeted by a blast of water or a bone-chilling witch's cackle that sends them running for cover. Simple, yet effective. Another great trap? The old fake spider trick. Pranksters are sneaky, but they're still human. And nothing makes a human panic faster than an unexpected 8-legged creature dropping down from the ceiling. Hang a few plastic spiders from invisible string on your porch, right above where pranksters might try to cause trouble. As they reach up to mess with your decorations or front door, bam! A spider descends. Watch as the bravest prankster jumps out of their skin. For the ultimate defense, consider setting up a few decoy decorations that are actually booby traps in disguise. A hollow pumpkin filled with feathers or confetti, rigged to pop open when touched, will catch them off guard. Or perhaps a plastic skeleton rigged to fall over with a loud crash if someone gets too close. Harmless, but guaranteed to make any prankster reconsider their life choices. In the end, the goal isn't just to keep pranksters at bay, it's to turn their tricks against them. By setting up your own clever pranks, you'll not only protect your home but also make the pranksters the punchline of their own joke. Tip 3. Prank-proof your candy bowl. On Halloween night, your candy bowl is the holy grail for both trick-or-treaters and pranksters alike. The kids want candy, and the pranksters? Well, they want to steal the whole bowl, or worse, booby-trap it for the next unsuspecting visitor. But you're smarter than that. This year, you're going to prank-proof your candy bowl and stop the mischief in its tracks. First off, never leave your candy bowl unattended. That's just asking for trouble. If you can't be at the door all night, don't just leave out an innocent, easy-to-grab bowl of treats. Rig it. How? Simple. Glue the bowl down. There's nothing more satisfying than watching a prankster attempt to make off with your candy stash, only to find that it's immovable. They'll tug and pull while you watch from the window, enjoying every second of their failed heist. If gluing it down seems a bit too permanent, go for the scare factor instead. Set up a motion-activated decoration near your candy bowl. A skeleton hand that moves when they reach for the candy, or a witch's cackle when the bowl is touched. It'll give them a jump scare they won't forget, and it'll stop them from taking more than their fair share. For the extra creative, why not add a little surprise inside the bowl itself? Hide a fake spider or some confetti under the top layer of candy. When the pranksters get greedy and dig too deep, they'll get a handful of something unexpected. It's harmless, but the look on their faces will be priceless. You're not just protecting your candy, you're creating a moment they'll talk about for the rest of the night. By prank-proofing your candy bowl, you're not only keeping the pranksters at bay, but also ensuring the true spirit of Halloween. Treats for the deserving, and tricks for the tricksters. Tip 4. Install haunted surveillance. Fake it till you make it. There's nothing quite like the sight of a security camera to make pranksters second-guess their plans. But here's the trick. It doesn't have to be real. In fact, half the battle is making pranksters think they're being watched. That's where haunted surveillance comes in. An inexpensive, clever way to keep those mischief makers at bay without breaking the bank. Start with a couple of fake cameras. You can pick them up online or at most hardware stores. These dummy cameras come with blinking lights and plastic lenses that look just like the real thing. Mount them in visible spots around your house. One by the front door, another near the driveway, and maybe even one tucked in a spooky tree. Pranksters are observant, and the minute they spot a camera, they'll be on high alert, wondering if their every move is being recorded. But why stop at cameras? It's Halloween, after all. Time to add a little supernatural flair. Rig up some motion-activated sound effects to add to the haunted surveillance vibe. Imagine a prankster sneaking up to your house, ready to strike, only to be met with a ghostly whisper saying, "I see you," or the chilling sound of disembodied laughter. It's spooky, unsettling, and guaranteed to send them running for the hills. If you really want to commit to the act, leave a sign by the front door that says something like, "Smile, you're on camera, and we never forget a face." It's just vague enough to freak them out, especially after the creepy noises they've already heard. They'll be too busy wondering whether you're watching from inside or if something more sinister is keeping an eye on them. Haunted surveillance is all about playing on pranksters' fears, because nothing ruins a perfectly planned prank like the paranoia of being caught. Whether your cameras are real or fake, you'll have them thinking twice about pulling any tricks at your house this Halloween. Tip 5. Recruit the neighborhood watch of monsters. It's said that there's strength in numbers, and when it comes to surviving Halloween pranksters, nothing could be more true. This year, don't just protect your home. Team up with your neighbors and create a prankster-proof alliance. And to make things a little more interesting, why not turn your neighborhood watch into a Halloween-themed monster patrol? Here's how it works. Gather your neighbors ahead of Halloween night and set up shifts for keeping an eye on the block. But instead of dressing in plain clothes or blending in, go all out with your costumes. Imagine a group of monsters, vampires, zombies, and maybe even a werewolf or two, walking slowly down the street, keeping an eye out for any suspicious activity. Pranksters are going to think twice before egging a house when Dracula himself is casually strolling by, making sure the decorations stay intact. You don't need to do anything aggressive. Just make your presence known. Have fun with it. Slowly approach pranksters from the shadows, Pause, and then simply wave with a creepy smile. They'll be so spooked by the idea of a literal monster keeping an eye on them that they'll be too busy trying to escape to carry out their mischief. If you've got particularly bold pranksters, consider adding a little more suspense. Coordinate with your neighbors to plan some well-timed jump scares. If you spot a prankster making their move, have someone in a costume sneak up behind them or accidentally appear from a dark corner. The unexpected appearance of a masked figure is more than enough to send pranksters running, hearts pounding, and tricks abandoned. Not only is the neighborhood monster patrol an effective deterrent, but it's also a great way to bond with your community. You're turning the tables on the pranksters while having fun with your neighbors at the same time. Plus, nothing says Happy Halloween like a group of ghouls working together to protect the neighborhood from the forces of chaos. Tip 6. The toilet paper revenge plan. Few things are more frustrating than waking up to see your beautiful yard draped in rolls of toilet paper. It's a prankster classic, simple, cheap, and annoyingly effective. But instead of getting mad, why not get creative? This year, when the pranksters cover your trees, don't rush to clean it up. Instead, turn their prank into a Halloween decoration masterpiece. That's right, you're about to pull off the ultimate revenge plan, turning the TP into part of your haunted decor. First off, don't stress about cleaning it up immediately. The more you panic, the more satisfaction the pranksters get. Instead, treat the toilet paper like it was always part of your Halloween plan. Go all out with it. Add some fake cobwebs, a few plastic spiders, and maybe even a spooky mummy's curse sign near the front of your house. Boom. Your yard is now mummified, and it looks like you're in on the joke. The pranksters? They'll be confused, maybe even disappointed, that you've turned their prank into part of the fun. For extra flair, string up a few ghostly figures or skeletons among the TP to create an eerie, haunted yard scene. Bonus points if you post pictures online with a caption like, "Thanks to the pranksters for helping me get into the Halloween spirit." Not only will you make light of the situation, but you'll also send a message that pranks can't bring you down. Another creative twist? Hold off on removing the TP until after Halloween night, when all the trick-or-treaters have seen it. Let them believe it's just part of your epic decoration scheme. When neighbors and passers-by comment on your cool mummy house, you can laugh knowing the pranksters helped you pull off one of the most unique Halloween displays in the neighborhood. By taking the prank in stride and turning it into something fun, you win in the end. The pranksters will lose their satisfaction, and your yard will go down in history as the most resilient, creative, and Halloween-ready house on the block. Tip 7. Give them a scare. Hide in plain sight. If pranksters love one thing, it's the thrill of thinking they're getting away with something. They sneak up to your house, ready to pull off the prank of the century, all because they assume no one's watching. But what if the tables turned? What if you were there the whole time, hiding in plain sight, just waiting for the perfect moment to give them the scare of their lives? The trick is simple but genius. Become part of your Halloween decorations. Grab a costume, something creepy, like a motionless scarecrow or a zombie, and sit perfectly still on your porch or in your yard. Don't move. Don't give them any reason to suspect that you're anything other than a harmless decoration. Now wait for the pranksters to make their move. As soon as they start messing with your decorations or approach a little too close, you spring to life. Imagine their reaction when the statue they ignored suddenly stands up or reaches out for them. It's the kind of jump scare they were hoping to give you, but you beat them to it. A well-timed boo or a simple wave will send them running, hearts pounding, and plans forgotten. Bonus points if you make them scream loud enough for the whole neighborhood to hear. If you're feeling extra devious, coordinate with a friend or family member to enhance the scare. While you stay still, they can watch from inside and hit the lights or trigger a creepy sound effect just as you make your move. Pranksters expect the yard to be empty and harmless. Nothing will make them abandon their tricks faster than thinking your house is haunted, or that they've just come face to face with a real Halloween monster. This strategy is all about patience, timing, and just a little bit of acting. And the best part? You get to scare the pranksters at their own game. After all, on Halloween, no one expects the decoration to suddenly come to life. Tip 8. Plastic wrap plus car equals prankster catastrophe. Cars are prime targets for Halloween pranksters. Eggs, shaving cream, and the dreaded plastic wrap are all common tricks they'll use to leave you with a mess to clean up. But this year, it's time to flip the script. Instead of waiting for the pranksters to mess with your car, you're going to beat them to it by plastic wrapping it yourself. That's right. You're going to turn their favorite prank into your own preemptive strike. It sounds simple, but wrapping your car in plastic wrap before the pranksters can get to it is a stroke of genius. Not only will you protect your car from any sticky surprises, but you'll also confuse the heck out of anyone who thought they were going to be the first to wrap your car. When pranksters roll up and see your vehicle already mummified in plastic, they'll realize they've been outplayed. The joke's on them, and they'll be forced to move on without accomplishing their mission. To take things up a notch, add some Halloween flair to your plastic wrap masterpiece. Stick a plastic skeleton in the driver's seat, or add some fake spiders and webs to give it that extra spooky touch. Not only will it look like an intentional Halloween decoration, but it'll also make the pranksters think you're always one step ahead. And hey, it's way easier to clean up plastic wrap when you're the one who put it there. For extra fun, leave a note on your car for any pranksters who dare approach. Something like, "Nice try, pranksters, maybe next time." We'll send them packing with their tails between their legs. And when you drive around in your pre-wrapped car, you'll be turning heads for all the right reasons. By turning a common prank into your own preemptive joke, you take away the prankster's power and protect your car at the same time. Plus, you get to enjoy the satisfaction of outsmarting the mischief makers before they even get a chance to start. Tip 9. The doorbell trick. Don't let them ring and run. Few pranks are more annoying than the classic doorbell ring and run. You hear the doorbell chime, rush to answer it, only to find an empty porch and the fading laughter of pranksters running into the night. It's a Halloween tradition, sure, but it's also one that gets old pretty fast. This year, you're going to fight back with a twist. Here's the plan. Rig your doorbell with a spooky delay. Instead of rushing to answer the door, let the pranksters think they've gotten away with their little trick. But just as they start to run, that's when the fun begins. Set up a speaker by the door or window that plays a creepy sound, like ghostly whispers, a maniacal laugh, or, even better, a voice that says, "I see you." Time to go off a few seconds after they've rung the bell and run off. Imagine their reaction when they hear that eerie voice just as they think they've escaped. It'll stop them dead in their tracks, making them wonder if you're watching. Or worse, if something else is. You don't need to chase them down. The unsettling noise will be enough to send them sprinting down the street, wondering if they've just angered a haunted house. If you're feeling extra mischievous, you can take it a step further. Instead of just playing a sound, leave a delayed recording of footsteps or a door creaking open to make them think you're right behind them. Nothing sends pranksters running faster than the feeling that they're being followed. The beauty of the doorbell trick is that it's simple but highly effective. You let them think they've won, and then you hit them with a perfectly timed scare. Not only will it make them think twice about ringing your bell again, but it'll also give you the ultimate Halloween satisfaction, turning the pranksters into the ones being pranked. Tip 10. Have fun and outprank the pranksters. Sometimes the best way to survive Halloween pranksters is to stop fighting against the chaos and join in. Let's face it, Halloween is as much about the tricks as it is about the treats. If you can't beat them, why not have some fun and outprank the pranksters? With a little creativity, you can turn the tables and make sure this year's Halloween is one for the books, on your terms. First, gather your allies, friends, family, neighbors, anyone willing to join in the fun. You're not just defending yourself from pranks anymore. You're assembling a team of pranksters in your own right. Divide tasks, plan your tricks, and scout out the best spots for a little harmless mischief of your own. The goal? To make sure the pranksters who usually run the show are left scratching their heads by the end of the night. A classic way to start is by using decoy pranks. Set up something small that's sure to attract the pranksters, like a fake dangerous sign near your yard or a box that says, "Do not open." They'll take the bait, only to find themselves on the receiving end of your well-timed joke. Whether it's a harmless glitter bomb, a pop-out skeleton, or a flood of fake spiders, you'll have them scrambling to figure out what just happened. If you're feeling extra daring, why not reverse trick-or-treat the pranksters? Instead of waiting for them to show up at your house, you show up at theirs. Dressed in costume, of course. Knock on their door, hand out fake tricks, like silly string or toy bugs, and wish them a happy Halloween, right after they thought they were pulling the best prank of the night. The secret to outpranking the pranksters is to keep it light, fun, and in the spirit of Halloween. You're not out for revenge. You're just showing them that two can play this game. Plus, When they realize they've been bested at their own pranking game, they'll know that messing with your house comes with a price, hilarity at their expense. When all's said and done, Halloween is about having fun. By joining in on the chaos and out-pranking the pranksters, you'll turn a night of potential mischief into a legendary Halloween story that'll have everyone laughing long after the tricks have ended. Congratulations, you've survived the Halloween pranksters. From dodging toilet paper attacks to outsmarting egg-wielding teenagers, you've mastered the art of balancing fun and defense on the spookiest night of the year. Whether you rigged your yard with harmless scares, stayed cool in the face of mischief, or just laughed it off, you've come out on the other side with your home, mostly, intact. But remember, Halloween comes around every year, and so do the pranksters. The tricks never truly end, but now you've got the upper hand. You're prepared, you're unshakable, and best of all, you've got a few tricks of your own up your sleeve for next year. Because surviving Halloween isn't just about dodging pranks, it's about embracing the chaos with a sense of humor and maybe even joining in on the fun. So, as you finish cleaning up the last of the TP and patching up your pumpkins, remember that Halloween is all about balance, tricks, treats, and the occasional harmless prank. Whether you're the one giving out candy or planning the next scare, you're ready to take on whatever the pranksters throw at you. Until next year, stay spooky and stay prepared. And who knows, maybe next Halloween, you'll be the one pulling the pranks.